Hi guys, this is Selina and this is my pre-vlog for Mega C2, Unit 3, Lesson 3, Restless Nights. So for this week's project, students are going to explore some ways to reduce dangers for sleep eaters. There are many useful examples in the Ideate this week, so I would focus on those and explain them really well to the students so that they get a sense of direction. Also, if you remember last week, I mentioned that I would focus less on the reading and listening to save more time for this brainstorming part so that the students have more time to generate ideas. So in the actual reading and the listening, I think it's going to be helpful to really narrow it down and focus it on the information that the students will actually need for the project. So I would use the examples that are in the reading and listening as well as the Ideate to help guide the students in generating their own ideas. And hopefully incorporating all this will help save time. Moving on to the Materialize, I think that there are two different directions that the students could go based on what they like and what they're the strongest at. For my students, they are best at Skit Style. So they are good at acting things out, being dramatic, and being playful in their presentation. But there are also students I know that don't like acting and like a more formal presentation style. So you could give the choice to them. They could either act it out or they could give a formal seminar style presentation. Guiding questions do help the students, but if they're too complicated, they achieve the opposite effect from what the teacher wants. So this week I decided to keep it very simple. For the formal presentation style, the questions will be: number 1, what is sleep eating? Who are sleep eaters and why is sleep eating so bad? Number 2, 3, 4 will all focus on what is the danger of sleep eating. So danger 1, 2, 3, and then how are you going to fix it? For the skit group, student 1 is going to be the narrator who gives background information. So what is sleep eating and why it's so bad? And then student 2 is going to be the actual sleep eater. And student 3 will be the doctor, and student 4 will be the friend, mom, or dad, or whoever gets surprised by the sleep eater. So my students, like I said before, love doing skits, and I know that they are all going to decide to do a skit. However, in your class, if some students want to do presentation, but some students want to act it out, my advice would be to compromise. So the students who want to do a presentation can be the narrators who formally give the background information or the danger or how to fix it. The students who want to act it out can act out the scene after the narrators give the background information. And hopefully this way everyone will be able to have fun. So this week's presentation is quite simple, so hopefully the script will be done and over with quite quickly. And I want the students to get more practice with PowerPoint this week, so I'm going to give them more time than usual to make the PowerPoint. So I'm going to go around and assign each group member what kind of images they will look for. Of course, I will take into account what they want to do, so I'll ask who wants to do this, who wants to do that, and try to compromise from there. But all in all, one student will focus on the setting, for example, the kitchen, the doctor's office, and images that will show on the TV where the students are as they're acting out the play or giving their presentation. And another student can find images that are supposed to represent their characters, or another student can find images of the food that the sleep eater is eating, and so on. And dividing up the work like this will ensure that everyone is doing the fun work, since if left otherwise, most of the time some students will hog the job or role of image search and the other students will not be doing anything. So basically, especially at mega level, I think it's important for the teacher to give each and every student a fair chance and an equal chance at doing anything. Also this week, I'm going to have the students try to put some text in the PowerPoint slides, since until now, they've been only focusing on putting images in there. So it'll be important to remind the students never to put whole paragraphs or even full sentences on the slides, because if the people who are watching are reading, they're not going to be listening to them during the presentation. For the prepare, what I noticed in some students' scripts for the last projects is that some of them were able to come up with introductions on their own. And I don't think necessarily realized it, because they asked me to help them with the introduction and conclusion later. But I think that this week I might let some students try to come up with their own introductions and conclusions, since I think they are capable of doing it by now. And this will be better practice since it's better than just filling in the blanks. And of course, if this is too difficult, then we will return to filling in the blanks, and this is perfectly fine. Anyway, since most branches are probably doing level up test preparation or summer intensive starting this week or next week, I think that C2 projects should be very, very fun so that the students can have fun in the midst of chaos. So as always, but also more than ever, remember to have fun with your students this week. And that concludes my video for this week, and I'll be back with the next video.